Hi everybody! Today I'm going to share with you kung paano ko ba ginawa ang aking LDM2 Practicum portfolio. So in our school, they have decided to have a uniform design for our portfolio, and also some parts are covered for privacy. So let's start! Ayan. So, required na magkaroon ng table of contents. So, ano-ano ba yung laman ng ating portfolio? Number 1 is the ILMPs, lesson plan. Number 2, number 3, teacher-made modified learning resources. Number 4, your certificates in any professional development. Number 5, reflective summary. Number 6, mobs on engaging learners for their progress and achievement. Number 7, mobs on professional engagement with colleagues. And number 8, mobs on engaging. And so number 1 in our portfolio is the individual learning monitoring plans. Siguro lahat naman tayo ay mayroon na po nito, no? So i-screen capture lang natin siya or print screen and then paste natin dito. Sa aking annotation, at the beginning of the school year, I had an online reading with my students to know who needs assistance in reading. That's where I noticed this kid needs help. I gave her reading materials according to her reading level. I monitor her progress and increases the difficulty of some words when needed. So, nakadepende na lang sa inyo. Next. So, ayan, naglagay lang ulit ako ng another individual learning monitoring plan. Kasi sabi doon, you may include 2 to 3 ILMPs. So, ayan. Another annotation, aside from giving reading materials, I also invited the parent to join a virtual reading webinar where they can know how to help kids in reading. I also monitor his progress through online reading to give feedback right away and motivate the kid. Next is the lesson plans. Under Professional Standard 3.4, Learners in Difficult Circumstances, naglagay lang ako dyan ng lesson exemplar, pero pwede ka naman maglagay ng DLP, DLL, WHLP, WLP, or WLL. So, sa aking annotation, in every subject and week, we always have a lesson guide or lesson exemplar that is aligned to MELC. This guide helps the students to understand the lesson. Under 4.1 naman, kasi planning na to, so ang nilagay ko ay WHLP. In my annotation, aside from having a lesson guide or lesson exemplar, I also have WHLP where the time and date for each subject are indicated. Ayan, under Professional Standard 4.2, Learning Outcomes Aligned with Learning Competencies, dito naman ang ginawa ko, aside from inserting a picture of a lesson exemplar, nilagay ko din yung activity sheets para ma-prove ko na align yung learning outcomes dun sa learning competencies. And also, sa aking annotation, nilagay ko in every activity that we included in the activity sheets, we make sure that it is aligned to the MELC. We also put the learning competencies at the bottom part of the activity sheets. Okay, at the professional standard, 5.1 naman, design, selection, organization, and utilization of assessment strategies. Dito naman, ang nilagay ko, syempre meron pa rin lesson exemplar, pero para ma-prove ko naman yung ginawa kong design, selection ng mga assessment strategies, nilagay ko yung sample ng synchronous class namin. So, ayan, gumamit ako ng PowerPoint presentation, gumamit ako ng quizzes, and also word wall. So, don't forget. Okay, sa third artifact is that teacher-made modified learning resources. So, dito naman, under 4.5, teaching and learning resources including ICT, sa school kasi namin, kahit modular, ay nagko-conduct ng synchronous class. So, pwede nyo ilagay yung mga images nyo noong synchronous class nyo, pero kung hindi naman, you may include 2 to 3 samples ng inyong modules. So, ayan, nilagay ko lang yung screenshots. Again, covered yung mga pictures ng mga bata. Although, ayan, under professional standard teaching and learning resources including ICT pa rin, pero feeling ko kasi gusto kong i-share ito din kung paano ko ginagamit yung ICT sa pagtuturo. So, ayan, naglagay din ako ng picture ng mga special classes, tinatawag kong special classes sa section ko. So, yun, distance learning is an excellent opportunity for me to explore and go beyond the limits. Aside from simply having synchronous classes, I conducted special classes such as virtual field trips to Singapore Zoo. Ayan, ayun pa din, under professional standard 4.5 pa din. Ito naman ay screenshot nung isa sa mga lagi kong ginagamit sa pag-a-assess ng bata. So, ayun, annotation. At first, I am using PowerPoint presentations for my activities. However, sometimes the students find it boring. That's why having word wall in the teaching and learning process is very important. It gives interactive activities that catch the attention of the students. Also, the students can answer anytime they have an internet connection. Not to mention that is a next, ayan, under 4.5 din. So, I use my Facebook group to upload a soft copy of the activity sheets, answer sheets, records of our synchronous class, and other videos. With that, I could upload anything regardless of the size, and the parents can easily view it. Medyo madami yung slides ko under 4.5. So, another slide for 4.5, I upload some videos of my classes in my YouTube account so that the students can watch them as well. Also, it might be helpful to the other teachers and students. Ayan, so the next artifact is to put a screenshot or an image of your certificates of participation in any professional development activities. So under 7.3, professional links with colleagues. So, ang nilagay ko lang dito ay yung certificate na dun sa mismong school namin. Siguro naman sa dami ng mga seminar na ginawa or webinar na ginawa sa mga school natin, ay for sure may mailalagay tayo dyan. So, unang certificate na nilagay ko ay yung also under 7 also under 7.3 professional links with colleagues, nilagay ko din dyan yung certificate kung saan naging participant naman ako sa isang webinar about making educational video. So, madami tayong pwedeng ilagay na certificate. Under the standard 7.5 professional development goals, ito naman ang nilagay ko na certificate yung sa virtual inset. Ayan. So, kung hindi naman, pwede nyo ilagay dyan yung in-depth na certificate nyo or anything na may kinalaman sa professional development ninyo. For my reflection, ito naman, pwede nyong ilagay dyan kung paano or kung ano yung nararamdaman ninyo sa paggawa, ng portfolio na to. So, ayun. Is it helpful? Is it useful? Ayan. So, nilagay ko sa aking reflection, this LDM practicum made me realize that we teachers are resilient and resourceful. For the past years, we have been used to face-to-face and teaching that uses printed materials. However, when a pandemic... Next is to put pictures on engaging learners for their progress and achievements. So, sa under Professional Standard 5.2, Monitoring and Evaluation of Learner Progress and Achievement, nilagay ko dyan kung paano ko ba minomonitor yung mga ginagawa or napasa na ng mga estudyante ko. Kung sino yung mga nakapasa na, ano yung mga dapat nilang gawin, ganyan. So, I use my FB group to announce the students who have already complied with the requirements. That way, I can easily pin it as an announcement. Under 5.2 pa din, monitoring ng progress ng mga bata, I printed stars to denote that they have already completed answering a specific week. I also used some star stamps in marking their artworks. So, kayo na bahala kung meron kayong kagaya yan. Okay, under Professional Standard 5.3 naman, Feedback to Improve Learning. So, dyan naman, pwede mo ilagay kung paano mo ba nabibigyan ng feedback yung mga students ko, kung ano pa yung dapat nilang i-improve, ano pa yung dapat nilang aralin, ano pa yung dapat nilang i-practice. So, sa akin kasi nilagay ko na lang dyan yung screenshots ng one-on-one online reading namin. So, sa aking annotation, I also conducted online reading whereas I have been able to assess my students' reading skills one-on-one. That way, I was able to give feedback on what were the things they need. Next, under 5.3 Feedback to Improve Learning, as I said, modular kasi ako. So, sa mga hindi kayang makapag-online reading, nire-require ko naman silang mag-send ng videos na nagbabasa sila, pero kung hindi pa rin kaya, I do home visitation. So, kagaya niyan, yan. Okay, next artifact is the moves on professional engagement with colleagues. So, dito naman, ang nilagay ko ay screenshot ng mga GC namin. So, madami tayo yung GC sa DepEd, hindi ka mauubusan. And nilagay ko rin yung picture kung saan nagkaroon kami ng meeting sa aming level. In my annotation, my colleagues were one of my support systems in the new normal, especially to a newly hired teacher like me. Through our group chats, it helped us to disseminate important announcements and reports needed to pass. We conduct a virtual meeting at our level to discuss. Next, under 7.3 pa din, ito naman, sa whole school naman namin to, kanina kasi sa level lang yun. We conduct a community of practice meeting whereas we shared our challenges, interventions, best practices, and things to improve. Ayan. So, after 7.3 pa din, nilagay ko din dyan yung picture ng mga master teacher kung saan sila yung nag-observe sa akin. So, nagkaroon kami ng evaluation after. So, sa aking annotation, I also value the sessions that I had with the tenured teachers. It made me view the best practices that I haven't noticed and made me realize the things I needed to improve. And another artifact is the engaging key stakeholders in the teaching learning process. So, ito na yung last artifact. Under 5.4, professional standard, communication of learner needs, progress, and achievement to key stakeholders. So, pwede nyo ilagay dito yung chat sa inyo ng mga parents or mismo ng students ninyo kung saan nagtatanong sila kung paano gawin yung isang activity or isang task sa module. Sa aking annotation, one of the accessible ways to communicate with my parent. Okay, under 5.4 pa din. So, nilagay ko lang dyan yung picture kung saan nag-a-announce ako sa group chat. Kasi way pa rin naman siya ng communication to the key stakeholders. So, in my annotation, I use our group chat in Messenger to announce the important dates and requirements needed to comply. Next, nilagay ko din dyan kasi aside from Messenger sa ibang parent na gumagamit ng basic phone, so I also put the screenshot ng message namin through SMS and also yung tinatawagan ko sila. Another way of communication or communicating with the key stakeholders is during distribution and retrieval of learning materials. So, ayan. And also that way, you can monitor the students' progress. Under 6.2 naman, engagement of parents and the wider school community in the educative process. So, dito naman, nilagay ko yung screenshot ng aming orientation at the beginning of the school year. And also, nilagay ko din yung screenshot ng aming webinar about reading kung saan kasama namin yung mga parents sa school. So in my annotation, at the beginning of the school year, I had an orientation with my parents. The school also conducted a virtual session on how we can help parents facilitate learning, especially in reading. So, ayun lang. Thank you very much. And I hope kahit pa paano ay nakatulong ako sa inyo sa paggawa ng inyong sariling portfolio. And let me end with a verse saying, let all that you do be done with love. 1 Corinthians 16:14. Bye!